Hello, guys. I was tumbling around the internet, reading a bunch of things when I just happened to get to this issue, and I wanted to talk about it. Now, first of all, I want you guys to read the title that is shown in this um, issue for this repository. I think the repository name is Opal, and this is the issue that was created by someone. So it says transphobic maintainers should be removed from project. Now, first of all, I don't know. This is the first time I'm seeing this Opal thing. I don't know anything about it, but when I read this issue, it actually just caught my eye, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. So let's see what the person is talking about. He says Elias Chito is publicly calling trans people out for not accepting reality on Twitter. His Twitter profile mentions that he is a core contributor to Opal. Is this what other maintainers want to be reflected in the project? Will any transgender developers feel comfortable contributing? So before I read this second, comment, the first thing I want to do is address this. So apparently, this person is talking about somebody being transphobic, and is saying that I think the person is actually maybe insulting transgender people or something like that. And so this person wants the maintainer, I guess the person that made the comment is the maintainer of this repository. So this person wants the maintainer to be removed from the project because the person made some not so flattering comments about transgender people on Twitter. Okay, so this person responded by saying, if you want him removed, start working on Opal and contributing as much as him to everything he did for Opal. So we have a replacement that's more in orientation with your morals and views. And then he said, pro tip, you won't because you can't. Okay, so he continues to make a comment. It says, also to elaborate more on that, oh, he closes the issue here, by the way, after that. Opal is a technology is more or less. If a transgender contributor appeared, I guess this is the guy's handle, the guy that made the comment, Elias Shito. There we go. Yeah. If a transgender contributor appeared, Elias' views wouldn't even appear in here because why would anyone care? Bring contributions, they will be accepted with open arms. Bring morals and politics in here, and you'll be shown the metaphorical door. Um, as a queer person, this sort of argument from a maintainer makes me feel unwelcome. The ignorance and which Elias shows by claiming that trans folk are not accepting reality is actively harmful. I will not contribute to this project or any other project which Elia maintains. Yeah. So before I'm not gonna read every like comment that is shown inside of here, but I want you guys to see the direction that this is actually going here. Like, first of all, I don't think this issue should even exist in the first place. Like, yeah, maybe what the guy is talking about, like what he's talking about on social media, is not, great for some people, for transgenders, for example. But you have to understand that this is a software repository. Like, this repository is not here for like social norms or political or moral views or whatever orientation you like. You guys have to understand that this is a software project. And as this guy rightly mentioned, technology does not care about your morals or whatever. If this guy is a transphobic, like the issue says, who cares? A transphobic and homophobic or whatever you guys want to call it, or transgender, we don't care about them. Like, we don't care about who they are, where they're from. This is an open source project, and anybody with any sexual orientation or any views of the world in particular should be able to comment and contribute to the project without having to worry about discrimination. But here, this issue is already bringing discrimination because he's already calling the the maintainer transphobic, and then he's saying that the maintainer has some sort of views towards the transgender developers or transgender people in general. And First of all, the first thing I want to address is this issue happened on Twitter. Why the hell are you bringing this to GitHub? Like, if this issue were to happen inside of the repository itself, then I would say fine, yeah, okay, this shouldn't happen. There basically should be rules on how contributors or people in general you know have conversations with each other inside of a project, like inside of issues or comments, or basically surrounding a project. There should be rules on how people are supposed to interact, words you're not supposed to use, and stuff like that. And this is where I'm having issue with this issue. This issue doesn't have anything to do with the project. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with the software. It's not talking about bugs inside of the software. It's not even addressing anything that has to do with the software. What this guy is basically saying is remove this maintainer from this project because this maintainer says something about someone and you don't like it. Yeah, it's okay for you not to like it, but I prefer if you take that issue to Twitter instead. Take it to Twitter, report the person to Twitter, and let Twitter remove the person. Like, everybody's free to have their own views. Everybody has their own views. We have transgenders, we have bi, we have a lot of people that has like their own personal and sexual orientation, and it shouldn't matter with software. Like, we shouldn't care about it. And so for me, I think this is a trend that is currently going on where people think that software projects and repositories should care about what their sexual orientations are, or what people say, or what people think. Like, you think if I don't like homosexuals or bisexuals, for example, I cannot contribute to a project. I can make my opinions publicly known to people, and yeah, that might sound like an insult, but as long as I'm not doing it in the context of this project, I don't think it should matter. And I think the only reason this person even made this issue in the first place is because the person actually knows uh, about this guy's identity. Like, if GitHub were to be a place where you don't even have information about the identity of whoever contributes, then you're not gonna care about who this person is and where the person comes from, and you're not gonna even be able to post this nonsense that is here. So my point of everything is, I think we should take a step back and stop putting our personal, or we should stop thinking that repository or software projects are there to take care of our personal problems. Yes, communication is important. Treating people well, accepting people is important. And I've not seen a place where this guy talks about not accepting transgender developers, for example. And talking about transgender developers feel comfortable contributing, I don't see the issue here. Like, this guy didn't post anything relating to transgender inside of this um, repository. So what the hell are you talking about? Like, you brought this transgender thing to GitHub. This thing should be left on Twitter for the Twitter developers, or whatever they are and whatever they do on Twitter, to handle. But when you take social network and you bring it into, like, a software project, I think that's a huge problem. So let's say that the developer is removed, as this guy said, as this issue proposed. Let's say the developer is removed from the project. Who's going to maintain the project once the maintainer has been removed? This person isn't even offering to replace the maintainer. Open source software mostly is not funded by any organization. Is mostly just someone willing to contribute for free, and spend the time writing code that others can use for free. And you're like, you know what? Because this person says something that I don't like, I'm just going to remove this person. For me, I don't think that's acceptable, and I want to hear your opinion. What do you think in the comment section? Is there something that you think I'm missing and that I don't understand? Let me know, and thank you guys for watching.